Welcome to Truth Africa series, Unapologetic and Truthful. I am your host, Yemi Melikaya. Kenya and Rwanda has eliminated the borders that was drawn by European powers during the scramble for African resources in the Berlin Conference of 1885. This has to be the best decision ever. Let's watch the declaration, guys, and I will share my thoughts after.
Visa regulations left, right, and center. 27 countries in Europe today, with 430 million people, removed visas. We still have visas. Let me persuade us that it is time we in this continent realize that having visa restrictions amongst ourselves is working against us. When people cannot travel, business people cannot travel, entrepreneurs cannot travel, we all become net losers. I am very happy that we are now moving in the direction of eliminating visas amongst ourselves. Let me say this, as Kenya, by the end of this year, no African will be required to have a visa to come to Kenya. And I am very proud that the intra-trade within the East African community is already at 27% because we have taken the deliberate decision to remove unnecessary tariffs and visa regulations. I am also very happy that my father here, President Sassou Nguesso, when he came to Kenya, we agreed that there will be no visa requirement between the Democrat between Kenya and the Democratic Republic of Congo Brazzaville. I am also happy that last month, when we removed visa requirements for DRC, my brother, President Felix Tshisekedi, also removed visa requirements for Kenyans, DRC. Let me urge us that we need greater collaboration. Our children from this continent should not be locked in borders in Europe and also be locked in borders in Africa. Because of climate change, Africa this time round is not just a victim. In fact, Africa is not part of the problem. In fact, Africa is part of the solution. We are part of the solution because, number one, we have the largest 40% of all renewable energy resources globally is in our continent. We have 30% of all minerals resources globally, including the ones that are necessary and critical for the transition, for energy transition. Number three, we have 60% of the world's arable uncultivated land with smart agriculture we can feed not just ourselves, but we can feed the globe. Number four, 25% of the world's population will be living here. We have the youngest population at the median age of 19. 40% of the world's workforce will be from this continent by 2100. And let me say this, we have the natural resources, including the carbon sinks, and therefore we are the continent that's going to provide the solution for climate change and the existential threat that the world faces. But we will not make progress unless we act in concert, unless we work together, unless we build the Africa Union as a fit-for-purpose vehicle to carry the aspirations of all our young people in this continent and everybody in this continent. Our rulers partitioned our continent about 100 years ago. And they taught us two things using the borders. They taught us about tariffs, and they taught us about visas. Now, whether you are talking about the British in Kenya, the French, Belgians, Portuguese, today all of them are members of the European Union. 27 countries. They don't have tariffs. They don't have tariffs amongst themselves, and they don't have visas. The only people left with tariffs and visas is us.
Removed visa restrictions for citizens of every African country, as well as many other countries. Let there be no mistake about it. An African can get on a plane to Rwanda whenever they wish, and will not pay a thing to enter our country. We should not lose sight of our own continental market. Africans are the future of global tourism as our middle class continues to grow at a fast pace in the decades to come. We must work closely together with the partners like you to continue developing Africa into a premier destination for global travel. I hope you will take some time to visit Rwanda before you depart, and that you will return here often. I wish you a productive deliberations. Excellency Samia Suluhu Hassan, President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Excellency Prosper Bazombanza, Vice President of the Republic of Burundi, Arnold Donald, my friend, Chair of the World Travel Tourism Council, Julia Simpson, my sister, CEO of the World Travel and Tourism Council, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I'm very pleased to join you to open the World Travel and Tourism Council Global Summit, the first ever, as said earlier, in Africa. We are very honored by the presence here today of my sister, Her Excellency President Samia Suluhu Hassan. Madam President, I thank you most sincerely for your presence. I also thank the other countries represented here today, especially from our East African region. This is very important. After all, when tourists visit Rwanda, they usually also have a stop in Tanzania, Kenya, Burundi, or Uganda as well. We are actually a single destination with attractions and experiences that reinforce one another. To WTTC, I thank you very much for choosing Rwanda as the venue for this year's summit and for the excellent work that you and your members are doing. You honor not only our country, Rwanda, but also Africa as a whole. From here, Africa can connect with the rest of the world and vice versa. Let me explain why this moment is so meaningful for us. Almost 30 years ago, Rwanda experienced its darkest moment. This was a place that people fled from, a situation that the world looked away from in horror. But we vowed not to let the past define us. This meant building a nation where all Rwandans live in peace and dignity. And indeed, beyond that, we imagined in a Rwanda that anyone in the world would want to travel to. That is how early on we identified tourism as a key driver of economic growth and employment. We have not been disappointed. Every year, we welcome so many visitors who come to Rwanda and to enjoy the unique natural beauty, to attend sporting events, or to participate in gatherings like this one. This is a privilege, and a trust that we do not take for granted. Conservation is a big part of our strategy to build a more sustainable future. We are delighted that the Nyungwe National Park is now a World Heritage Site. We're also investing in the infrastructure and skills to host major sporting events such as Basketball Africa League. Globally, the travel and tourism industry has recovered strongly, but the high cost of their travel to Africa and within Africa remains a barrier. Implementation of the single African air transport market is therefore an important priority. We also, and I thank you.
African countries are known for their rich culture, diverse landscapes, and the warmth of our people. But when it comes to travel within the continent, there are often barriers in the form of visas. These restrictions can be cumbersome, costly, and time-consuming, making it difficult for Africans to explore their neighboring countries. One of the most compelling reasons for granting visa-free travel to African citizens is the promotion of unity and Pan-Africanism. Africa is a continent with incredible diversity, and embracing the idea of a united Africa through free movement can strengthen our collective identity and solidarity. By fostering connections between different African nations, we can help break down stereotypes and misconceptions and build a continent that is united in diversity. Now, let's talk about the economic benefit of visa-free travel within Africa. When African citizens can move more freely across borders, it promotes tourism, trade, and business collaborations. More tourists can explore the rich tapestry of Africa, and businesses can establish cross-border operations more easily. This leads to economic growth, job opportunities, and overall prosperity for the continent. Traveling is a great way to learn about other cultures. By allowing visa-free travel, African countries can encourage cultural exchange and educational opportunities. Students can explore different educational institutions, researchers can collaborate on projects, and artists can share their creativity. This exchange of knowledge and culture can help Africa grow and innovate. Free movement of people is a catalyst for innovation and entrepreneurship. When skilled professionals and entrepreneurs can move around without visa hassles, it becomes easier to access new markets, share ideas, and form collaborations. This results in a more dynamic and innovative continent. Now, it is important to address some of the concerns and challenges associated with visa-free travel within Africa. National security, public health, and border control are legitimate concerns that must be managed effectively. African nations must work together to create a framework that balances openness with security. In conclusion, granting visa-free travel to African citizens is not just a matter of conveniency, but an opportunity to unlock the full potential of the continent. It promotes unity, economic growth, cultural exchange, education, innovation, and entrepreneurship. If you believe in this vision for Africa, it is time to take action. Share this video, engage in conversation with your government representatives, and support policies that promote visa-free travel within Africa. Together, we can create a more open and prosperous continent. That is all for today. Thank you for watching, and let's continue this important conversation about visa-free travel in Africa. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Until next time, cheers, have a good one. And there you have it, guys. Kindly share your opinion in the comment box below. And do not forget to like this video so YouTube can share this video with more people like you. Until next time, cheers and have a good one.